Chapter 4. No party like a search party. Miorine's helmet fills with sweat as she half runs, half floats out of the cave. She lost signal with Suletta some time ago, but now she can contact the emergency radio frequency. This is Miorine Rembrandt. I found Suletta Mercury. She's stuck deep inside mine 339. The smooth voice of Lady Prospera is quick to answer. Nice to hear from you, Miorine. I thought you left planet after our meeting yesterday. Please, return to the meeting room and I'll gather for a search party. Miorine doesn't argue. She quickly makes her way to a meeting room to see 5 other men in construction spacesuits waiting around. Welcome back. We are in the beginning stages of planning. Since you've seen where Suletta is, I want all the info you have. Lady Prospera is frowning with her arms crossed. This is the first time Miorine has seen her express concern over her daughter. Miorine lays her tablet out on the table and swipes to the diagram she created of the position her friend is stuck in. Her helmet's pinned here in the squeeze. She has one arm pinned up by her side and the other pinned up by her head. Lady Prospero shakes her head with her lips pressed firmly together in a straight line. She's been missing for 3 days now. Is that how long she's been there? More than likely. She's having a hard time getting circulation to her front arm, and her body is swelling from the pressure. We need to act quickly. Miorine swipes to screenshots from Arrow's camera. The woman in white shakes her head. We need to be careful. That mine hasn't been evacuated of flammable gas yet. I'm sure 339 is full of hydrogen. Power tools are out of the question. One of the men chimes in. Miorine nods. True, but we can use a long pole with a chisel attached to the end. You heard her. Let's get moving. Lady Prospera claps her hands. The men quickly scramble out of the room as Miorine turns to the woman in white. Why are you trusting me? You just met me. Lady Prospera hands the tablet back to Miorine, with her lips pressed together in a thin line. I like the cut of your jib. I can tell you're smarter than what you let on, which makes you a dangerous enemy. I'd much rather have you as an ally. The woman in white frowns. Besides, you're the only one to make contact with my daughter. I trust you have good information, or else you wouldn't have spent all night in an incomplete mine. Miorine doesn't say anything, but you can see the twinkle in Lady Prospera's eye, much like the one her father gets when he thinks he found a perfect suitor for her. The 2 women join the small group of men by the mouth of the cave. One man is holding a 7-foot-long pole with a sharp tip welded on. They follow Miorine deep into the cave. The whole time she's been trying to contact the rambunctious redhead, but her calls fall silent. Miorine breathes a sigh of relief when she sticks her hand in the hole to feel Suletta's foot jump. She sticks her head in the hole to see Suletta's suit is no longer lit up. She must be using the emergency power. Damn those outdated suits. Suletta, hang on! Miorine shouts knowing Suletta can't hear her. The young woman turns to a man with a life-saving gadget. She's still alive, but she's on emergency power. Let's get to work. The man nods and starts the process of chipping away rock, which doesn't take long for the group to realize the rock is tougher than it looks. Lady Prospera takes charge and has the men change positions once they start showing signs of exhaustion. The wise older woman stands next to Miorine with her trademark, I know everything, smirk. So, you and Suletta? Are you going to stay long after the assignment's over? Miorine blushes and looks away. I don't know what you're talking about. Sure you don't. The elder woman takes the long pole from the man who's on the verge of collapse. Looks like it's your turn to dig. The silver-haired woman doesn't hesitate and jams the pole just above Suletta's head. Miorine feels the chunk of rock that's keeping her friend pinned is almost ready to release its grip. Miorine turns her head to Lady Prospera as she gasps for air. You have a deal. A devilish smile breaks out across Lady Prospero's face. Oh? Well, we can talk more about business once Suletta's free. She pauses for a moment, the smile never leaving her features. I heard Earth is a nice place for a honeymoon. Oh, what? Miorine nearly drops the pole. Lady Prospero laughs. You really are like Delling. Miorine ignores the other woman and shoves the pole against the strong rock once more. This time, the rock gives and falls on top of Suletta. The redhead wiggles her head side to side until the rock falls around her. She weakly kicks her legs but stops when she feels a hand on her foot. Miorine grabs a hold of Suletta's feet and pulls with all of her strength. Suletta awkwardly plops down on the floor like a sack of potatoes. As relieved as Miorine is, she knows her friend isn't out of danger just yet. Miorine can see a large crack on the back of Suletta's helmet. She is sure she is running out of oxygen. The silver-haired woman wastes no time and picks up the lengthy woman bridal style. Realistically, if it wasn't for the lighter gravity on Mercury, Miorine wouldn't have been able to pull off such a stunt. As much as she hates to admit it, she isn't as fit as she looks. Miorine can only hear the rapid beating of her heart and feel the burning sensation in her lungs. She doesn't notice Lady Prospero is right behind her in a decompression chamber with a Cheshire cat grin. The second the chamber door opens to the main hallway of the complex, Miorine tears off Suletta's helmet, causing both women to tumble to the ground. The redhead gasps and holds her chest with her aching arms. She notices right away one of her arms isn't moving. Miorine takes off her helmet and bites the inside of her cheek to keep herself from crying. Suletta, you did it! My arm, it hurts. Miorine! The lengthy woman panics, trying with all of her might to shrug her left shoulder, but is getting nowhere. And where's Ariel? Lady Prospero kneels down and produces a knife from one of her pockets, more specifically, the one most people reserve for a small Bible. Don't worry, sweetheart. Robert from Demolition is taking her for a checkup. The elder hands the blade to Miorine, who has so many questions, but she takes the knife and cuts Suletta's upper torso free. Miorine blushes as she sees Suletta's black sports bra. She shakes her head and gets down to business. She doesn't have time to admire her toned upper body. Suletta's left shoulder looks strange in comparison to her right side. It looks like the bone is trying to protrude from her skin. Oh my, it looks like she dislocated her shoulder. Are you able to carry her to the infirmary? Lady Prospero holds out her hand expectantly. Miorine looks down at her hand and quickly returns the knife to its owner. Whatever she needs. Lady Prospero smirks. I had a feeling you would say that. Hurry, this way. For someone who she's only known for a handful of hours, Miorine feels attached to the woman in her arms. Miorine doesn't know what the future holds, but she knows she wants Suletta in it.